Bonjour à tous and welcome to a new series on my YouTube channel called Like a Parisienne. For this fall, I decided to create this series where we're going to be celebrating the Parisian chic. I have the chance to work with a few Parisian women. I have been working with them during the summer season and now in the fall season, and I thought that it's going to be interesting to share with you their beauty tips, their beauty secrets that I pick up along the way. I thought that it's going to be fun to celebrate the Parisian chic, to celebrate the Parisian lifestyle, the makeup, the skincare, the fashion as well. I have a lot of interesting content that I want to be sharing with you in this new series, and I'm going to be sharing with you also some fashion tips on how to look beautiful and put together on a budget without breaking the bank. So we're going to be talking all about beauty and fashion in this new series. I'm quite excited for that. So please join me in the comment section, come and say hi, make sure to subscribe, turn the notification bell on, and leave me a comment if you want to see something specific in this new series. Because anyone can be Parisian, you don't have to live in Paris to feel the Parisian spirit and to celebrate the Parisian chic. So this is what we are doing in this video. So I hope that I'm going to inspire you to create effortless, beautiful makeup looks, to feel beautiful and to celebrate your natural beauty. This is all about celebrating who you are and enhancing what you already have with fashion and makeup. And in the first episode of Like a Parisienne, I'm going to be creating the Parisian makeup look for the fall season in 3 easy steps. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to be starting with a clean face and my freshly made cup of coffee. I sprayed my face generously with the Thermal spring water because I find that this one is quite calming on my skin. So I always finish my cleansing with this water. Now I'm just going to go ahead and take my hair out of the way. Okay, that's going to be fine. And then I'm starting with a quick fix for my skin. This is just a face mask. I like to use some affordable face masks because this is like a quick fix early in the morning. It helps me to feel a little bit better, to feel a little bit more luxurious. But at the same time, I usually choose something that is quite affordable at my local pharmacy or drugstore. This one is by Garnier and it's with vitamin C, which is always a great thing to use early in the morning. And it says that it has a whole bottle of serum. It really is very, very generous. So I'm going to pop this onto my face quickly, and I'm going to have my cup of coffee for, let's say, it says 15 minutes, but I usually don't have 15 minutes. I usually would keep it for 10 minutes or so. But I'm using a face mask with vitamin C. I'm usually going to choose something hydrating that is going to plump up my skin early in the morning. I'm choosing now a vitamin C face mask because I have a couple of breakouts that are healing here and I don't want to see the pigmentation for ages after that. So I try to use some vitamin C in the morning or at least once a day to speed up the healing process. This one is a little bit big on the nose, so I just have to reshape it, resize it a little bit. Now there's a good amount of serum here in this mask, so I'm always going to take advantage of that, and I'm going to apply this one on my neck, on my chest a little bit, maybe on my arms, because this one contains a good amount of vitamin C. It has some nice ingredients. I like it. Plus, it always feels a little bit extra to start the day with a quick face mask, and this one is affordable. So it's been approximately a little more than 10 minutes now, and there is a lot of serum. I'm not sure if the camera is going to show up, but it's like a white milky serum, and there is a lot, and there's a lot here as well. So I'm just going to put this back in the fridge because I can probably use it a second time. We're going to see. Maybe I'll use it a second time for my just chest and décolleté, maybe in the evening. I'm just going to go ahead and massage the serum all over my face, and then I'm going to need to wipe the excess off because I cannot apply other products otherwise. Now I'm going to get a little cotton pad and I'm just going to wipe the excess off my skin so that I can continue with my skincare and makeup. And this one, I have to say that this mask feels quite refreshing on the face. Next, I'm going to use a little bit of dedicated eye cream. This one contains some high amount of niacinamide and hyaluronic acid. And it's a very light cream. This is their latest, let's say, creation. It's the Hyaluron Active B3, contains, the whole skincare line contains niacinamide and hyaluronic acid. So I'm just going to go ahead and tap this one under my eyes. It's a very light consistency, this one, and I want to see what is going to be the effect, the long-term effect, because I like products that contain niacinamide. Next, I'm going to apply a very generous amount of Nivea Lip Balm. Next, moving on to my face moisturizer, I'm going to make sure to zoom in this one. It's widely available in Europe, it's very affordable, and this one is suitable for sensitive skin. I'm using this one every time when my skin is angry and when I'm prone to breakouts. Now, if I don't have a face mask, this actually can work as a face mask as well. I'm just going to apply a very generous amount of this one. I'm going to wait for 5 to 10 minutes to soak in so that my skin can absorb as much as possible of this one. And then again, I'm just going to wipe the excess with cotton, with a little cotton. So if you don't have a face mask, this cream is excellent for anyone who has sensitive skin. It just helps to bring back the balance, and you can apply it also under the eyes. I find that this is the one cream that always helps my skin to calm. But if it's used in the morning and under makeup, you shouldn't apply too much because it makes the foundation a little bit slippery. So be mindful of how much you apply. Now, I did apply a thick layer of this one because my skin has been very irritated lately in the past few days, and I've had some breakouts and my skin has been irritated, a little bit red, and that's why I'm applying more of this one so that my skin can soak in as much as possible. And now I'm going to use a clean cotton again, a cotton pad, just to wipe the excess, because if I was staying home, I was just going to leave my skin like this to soak in as much as possible of the product. But since I'm going out, since I'm going to be applying makeup on top, I just need to wipe the excess so that my skin is not that oily, because otherwise my foundation is going to melt away and it's going to become slippery. So that was all for my skincare routine. This is just very easy, simple, and quite affordable skincare routine that works for me. It works to restore the balance of my skin. Just do whatever it takes for your skin. Everyone is different, but I would definitely advise you to try a face mask or an eye mask early in the morning, because it's this little ritual that makes you feel so much better. It makes you feel a little bit more cared for, a little bit more pampered, and it somehow helps me to start the day with a smile, start the day with the thought that I did something good for myself, I did something good for my skin. This little ritual just for yourself, when you're having your cup of tea or cup of coffee early in the morning, it just helps you to start the day so much better. And for my base, I'm going to be using my loved and trusted Numero 1 de Chanel foundation. This one is excellent for this time of the year. It is also great because I can use it under my eyes, all over my skin, and this is the foundation that I like to use when my skin needs some extra care and attention. So I want my foundation to be completely invisible, and that's why I'm going to be using my fingers when I'm applying the foundation, because I want to add a little bit of product at a time, and also a dry sponge. This is just a beauty blender from Givenchy, but you can use any beauty blender that you have, any sponge that you have. I find that with the dry sponge I can very easily, or with fingers, I can just very easily apply small amount of foundation and really blend it in a way that it's completely invisible. So I'm going to be applying the foundation only on the parts of my face that need some coverage. I'm going to take a little bit more time when I'm applying the foundation because I want it to be completely invisible. And I'm applying a small amount of foundation, then keep adding if I feel like I need to. I don't want to start with a lot of foundation, just with a little bit, and then I'm tapping it into my skin with my fingers. And sometimes if I need to apply a little bit more on some parts, I'm going to use the help of this dry sponge, because it helps with the blending. I am using the foundation under my eyes as well. As you can see, I apply a little bit more under my eyes, because even though right now in the morning my eyes look nice, I want this makeup to last the whole day. Then again, I'm just going to pat into place with the dry sponge. Now, just a little warning here, when you're using a sheet mask or a face mask and another skincare on top, make sure that they work well together. These two do not work in the best possible way together, and that's why I'm applying my foundation with a tapping motion. If I were to apply my foundation on top of these two products with a brush, it was going to start to peel off a little bit, because for some reason they don't work in the best possible way. So let's say if you want to look absolutely flawless and apply your foundation very quickly, I would use this one instead of a face mask. I would just apply a generous amount of this one, wait for 5 to 10 minutes so that my skin can absorb as much as possible of the product, and then I'm going to wipe the excess with a cotton pad and then follow with my foundation. Just make sure when you are choosing your products that they work well together. If they don't, right now I wanted to use the vitamin C face mask because of these two little healing spots that are going to leave marks, and I want to help the marks to heal so much faster. That's why I wanted to use a face mask with a vitamin C, because it's going to help my marks to disappear so much quicker. And plus I have the time to apply my foundation quite slowly. But if you don't have that much time, just make sure to test the products beforehand, because let's say in the morning, if you're in a hurry and you're trying new products, you're trying new combinations, they might end up peeling, and this might ruin your makeup, your day, your mood. So make sure that you know the products that you're using. So if I was in a hurry, I was just going to use this one instead of a face mask, or I was going to use the Genifique face mask, which layers very nice with any kind of skincare, or the L'Oreal Hyaluronic face mask. This is the one that I would usually go for. Now I'm going to take a little bit of the foundation and I'm going to apply it right here, very small amount onto my eyelids, making sure that I don't have too much product, but this is just to even out the skin tone of my face and my eyelids so that my eyelids do not will look weird. Next, I'm going to be using just a small amount of cream bronzer. I'm using a Chanel cream bronzer just on the sides of my cheeks to bring a little bit of color. I don't want too much, but just on the nose and the sides of my cheeks. It's almost going to be invisible. Next, I'm going to use a little bit of powder. This is the new Chanel Le Beige powder, which doesn't contain talc, and I'm going to apply this one just on the center on the sides of my nose, because I want to keep my skin shine free here. Then I'm going to place it also on my forehead, right here in the middle, and on my chin. And I'm going to keep the rest of the face glowing, because I know that it's not going to get oily during the day. I want to keep it as natural as possible, but not unpleasantly shiny. You might need to use more powder if your skin is oily. I'm going to be filling in my brows just a little bit, only on the center, and I like to keep my brows quite natural, so that's why I'm just going to leave some of the gaps. I'm not going to make them Instagrammable perfect. I'm just going to keep the natural shape of the brows and fill them in only on places that where I have too much gaps. But other than that, I'm going to just keep them natural. Next, I'm going to be moving on to lips, and I'm going to wipe gently the lip balm, the excess of the lip balm. I want to keep some of the moisture off my lips, but at the same time, I don't want my lipstick to be too glossy or too shiny. And I'm going to be using my all-time favorite lip color from Hermes. This one is my favorite. I know that this is a very expensive lipstick, but for me, it's worth the splurge. I have been using it for such a long time. I'm actually halfway through the lipstick, and it's my favorite color. For the perfect Parisian makeup look, I like to choose a color that is not exactly a classic red color, but I like to choose a deep fuchsia color or a color that has a little bit of purple, especially for this time of the year. I think that bright colors work so well for this season, and I usually like to stay away from the classic red color when I'm creating the Parisian makeup look. I usually like to choose something that is a little bit more extraordinary. Now this color from Hermes is my favorite, but you can choose any lipstick that you like and that makes you feel happy. The one tip that I have is maybe try to mix it up a little bit, not use the classic red lipstick, even though the classic red lipstick as well looks very beautiful. But for daytime use, I would usually go for something that has a little bit of pink, a little bit of purple, because it creates a more unique touch to the whole makeup look. First, when I apply this kind of a bright lipstick, I like to choose a soft matte color because it allows me to adjust the shape of my lips in the way that I want to. And I'm first going to follow the natural contours of my lips, and then I'm going to adjust my lips in the way I like, in a way, in the shape that I want them to be. And I'm going to make them a little bit bigger, but very gently. I'm not going to overdo it, because if you overdo it, it's always going to be visible. So you have to be very subtle when you are adjusting your lip contours, especially if you have thin lips like mine. You have to be very gentle. Sometimes we try to make the lips bigger and we overdo it, and then it looks kind of weird. And it usually, the lipstick is going to, if you go too much over the natural contours of your lips, usually the lipstick is going to wear off in a very weird way. You can use a tissue if you want to blot and make the lipstick a little bit more long lasting. I am usually going to use a tissue because it helps to blur the lines of the lips and it makes it a little bit better. You can apply a little bit of powder on top if you want to. And then gently reapply the lipstick. You can use a brush if you want to make it a little bit more precise. Next, we're moving on to mascara, and before applying the mascara, I'm going to make sure to curl my eyelashes just because they are very straight, but if you want, you can let them be. If your lashes are not too straight like mine, you can just apply mascara and that's it. And before I apply the mascara, I'm just going to use a little bit of powder, the tiniest amount. The brush has the tiniest amount of powder, and I'm just going to pass it onto my eyelids to make sure that I don't have anything in my crease, because as you remember, I applied just a little bit of foundation on the sponge before that, and in case I have something stuck in my crease, this is going to remove it. And it's also going to keep my eyelids matte during the day, but I'm not going to use any eyeshadow. I'm just going to give my lashes a very good curl, and then I'm going to use mascara. And then for mascara, I'm going to be using my all-time favorite Le Volume de Chanel mascara, but you can use any mascara that you have. I just like this one. It's one of my favorite mascaras and most repurchased. I'm not going to use a lot of mascara. I'm just going to define my lashes a little bit, but not too much. Overall, they are quite long, so that's why I don't want to use too much mascara. So that's going to be enough. See? And this is going to be enough. We have an eyelash here. Now I'm going to use a little bit of the lipstick. I'm going to take it on the back of my hand and then on my cheek. Just a very quick and easy way, but because my lipstick is quite intense, I'm taking it on my finger and then on the back of my hand, so that just to make sure that I'm not applying too much product all at once. maybe a little bit right here on the nose, but I almost don't have color here. So be careful with the nose. It's a nice touch, but at the same time, if you overdo it, it almost looks like you're drunk. So just be careful with this trick with the nose. I'm almost ready, but I'm going to apply just a little bit of highlighter. I'm going to be using my favorite Gucci highlighter because it is the most natural one. I'm using a tiny little drop. If you want, you can just skip this step, or if you don't have this highlighter, you can use any other highlighter that you have that is subtle and that is going to add pure light to the face. Or if you want, you can use a little bit of face oil and just rub it between your fingers. The tiniest drop is going to do, and just tap it on the high points of the face. Also, it looks very beautiful. I'm also going to apply a little bit on my shoulders, even though I think that I'm actually going to dress something different. And now I'm almost ready. I'm going to take the lipstick with me because I can reapply during the day, and I can also apply this one on my cheeks, which is going to be excellent. Now, if you're spending the day outside, make sure to use sunscreen. I did not apply sunscreen just because my skin is irritated now, and I'm taking advantage of the fact that I'm going to be inside the whole day. I'm not close to windows, so that's why I can take a break from the SPF. But usually, if I was going out, if I was spending some time outside, even though we don't have sunshine right now, it's the end of October, I was going to use sunscreen. I use sunscreen every single day, unless my skin is quite irritated and I'm spending the day at home like today, or in an office like today, and I'm not close to windows. That's when I'm going to skip the SPF. But other than that, make sure not to skip the sunscreen. And now I'm just going to add the final touch. The final touch is going to be my fragrance of the day. I'm choosing Mon Guerlain Eau de Parfum, which is one of the most sophisticated, beautiful French perfumes. And I'm just going to spray a little perfume, and that's going to be it for my hair. I think I'm going to take my hair down. We're going to see. And if I feel like my hair is a little bit dry, I'm going to apply a little bit of oil at the ends of the hair because my hair is quite long right now. It's quite soft and nice. It's freshly washed. Okay guys, and as a final touch, I'm just going to throw in a blazer just to look a little bit more professional. Okay, and probably I'm going to just move in the camera a little bit so that you can see a little bit more. Right now it's the fall season, so weather is changing all the time. Usually early in the mornings it's very cold, and then at noon and in the afternoon it usually becomes so hot. It's almost like summer. It almost feels like summer. So I can always remove this one and have this casual tank top that I was wearing, and you can go from the office to lunch with friends, to a very, very casual lunch with friends, which is something that I really like. Make sure to subscribe, turn the notification bell on, because I'm going to have a lot of Parisian fashion tips for you. Also, we are going to talk about makeup, skincare. I have a lot of interesting content coming your way, so be sure to turn the notification bell on. Be sure to subscribe. Leave me a comment also. Let me know what you would like to see from my videos, and let me know what kind of videos you would like to watch. I would love to work and to make those videos happen if possible. So thank you so much for spending time with me, and thank you so much for watching the first episode of Like a Parisienne. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!